Everyone's talking about Internet of Things and how it's going to make improvements to our lives, but few people really know where it's hit the ground yet. Eigen Innovations is doing something in the manufacturing context. And Erin, you've figured out ways to improve the manufacturing process using Internet of Things. How does the Eigen platform do that?
We like to call it solving very specific problems for customers that are producing parts within repeatable processes. So what we do is we go in, we have a technology that's AI enabled. It allows our customers to actually learn from their process where they weren't getting that data before. And then eventually what it does is helps them start to avoid things in their process, within the manufacturing process, that would cause a defect or cause something that's going to actually create a cost on their end that they would like to avoid. We start with deploying sensors on the line. So we have designated machines that we work with. We bring in our technology. We give the customer access to information they didn't currently have. And then we work with them to determine what is that sweet spot in really manufacturing the part that they're focused on manufacturing.
And how much have you been able to either reduce faults or return a better return on investment on those lines?
What we'd like to do, and I think why we're getting traction where maybe others aren't, is when we start the conversation with the customer, we start with, what problem are you trying to solve? Because it's not always, I want to reduce my scrap. Sometimes it's, I want to optimize my labor force so I don't have as many people focusing on inspecting parts. So a few examples, we're working with an organization, a global organization right now, that because of the solution and the deployment within their factory, they're able to eliminate their usage costs. And usage costs are basically the cost of them actually destructively testing parts at the end of the line, because they don't know when they make a good part or when they make a bad part.
How much do you think you can improve the operation of a factory? Have you been able to get any tangible results yet?
Although right now we're very focused on helping optimize processes, the vision is to actually revolutionize how industrial manufacturers are utilizing their workforce. So we know just in the deployments already, we're creating an environment where process engineers, quality managers are making smarter decisions. They're looking at data that's not necessarily accessible to them now, so they're doing things in a more efficient manner. But the long-term goal is actually to have a platform where everyone's on the same page. They're all learning. They've introduced AI agents into the employee workforce so that they've created a more efficient labor force overall.
You've started in the automotive industry, now you're branching out into other industries. What caused the automotive industry to be the prime first target?
We knew they were making a lot of plastic parts, and we play well in plastics manufacturing. There are a lot of highly repeatable processes within plastics manufacturing. There's also, the parts tend to be high value, especially in automotive. So you think they're making gas tanks and headlights, and they're doing a lot of it. And it was important to them. We knew that there was a need for them to figure this out. We knew that we could provide value because we understood those processes really well. So the tech that lends itself to optimizing these processes really focuses on machines like injection molding machines, welding machines, machines and processes that are manufacturing plastic.
When you bring it down to dollars and cents, how much of your customers saving on a per line basis?
Millions of dollars. So because they're doing so many parts, and because the cost of quality management, inspection processes, the cost of scrap, when you add it all up, they're per line, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're doing probably over 100, 150 lines. So it's millions of dollars of savings that they're able to introduce just by having a solution that gives them information that they didn't have before.
And one of the things that Eigen talks about all the time is lights out manufacturing. I hear that term, and people use that term loosely. What is that to Eigen?
Yeah, a lot of people talk about that. I think for us, it's less to do about the buzzword and more about creating an environment where people are thinking differently about how they work and repurposing that labor force so that they are optimizing what they're focused on. We do have a path forward in our offering that gets you to autonomous manufacturing. What we found is it's quite disruptive to talk about that, especially in industrial manufacturing environments. So what we do is we start with, let's work with your team to figure out how to optimize using the tool. And then eventually, when we trust the system, we can actually code the information back to the edge device that we use on the factory floor to be able to make the decision without human intervention. And that's all possible. What we've learned is we need to go as fast as the customer wants to go, because this is as much about adoption as it is introducing a new technology within a workforce.